must warn you, I am a lethal killing machine. It was a secret government experiment. They did stuff to me. Spooky stuff. Anal stuff. Turned me into a dangerous telekinetic. As the ancient Tibetan philosophy states, don't start none, won't be none.
Is it? That's not Hot Shots Part 2, is it?
Nope. And then I'll just air on the ground before I make your heart stop with my mind.
I don't remember this.
Is that Chris Evans?
Yeah, Chris
Yep.
Evans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the losers.
The losers.
Yeah.
Oh, who said that?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans?
It's
said
the
that?
It's part the best scene of the entire movie.
Yeah, that is the best scene.
The elevator scene where he goes
yeah,
on,
with the finger guns.
flashes everybody, goes into the office, breaks in, starts downloading a file, and then starts beating the crap out of everybody where he's confronted with three
And that's when he says those things?
he says it to three security guards. Who
Okay, yeah, then he points the guns at her. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's slowly coming back to me now. It's a good
I
movie.
think that's
underrated.
the first time that I've ever gotten one of these.
Wow. I
All
like
right.
it. That's a I feel like it came out at the same time as another Chris Evans movie, I want to say.
It was probably not another teen movie.
No.
No, another team movie came out in 2001.
No,
Or two.
never mind. No,
I
no,
like
no.
that Brett immediately. He's like, that's my favorite movie. I know exactly.
That's
when
a
it
great
came out."
movie. No.
I'll say, not another team movie. One of Chris Evans' best roles
Yes, it
ever.
is.
Yes.
It's very rare you see a banana up. It's
That still just makes me laugh every time.
okay, I lied. It's not another Chris Evans movie. It came out about the same time as the A-Team,
Yeah.
which had a similar feel to the movie. And I feel like out of those two, A-Team was superior.
Oh yeah, A-Team was superior, but The Losers was
Yeah, still
so
classic.
enjoyable.
It was.
I like the A-Team.
I love it when a plan comes together.
All right. Well, welcome to the Utterly Useless podcast, where opinions are as sharp as a wet noodle and the insights are as groundbreaking as reruns of yesterday's news. Meet your four hosts of chaos, each channeling in the energy of a character from The Losers. And together they will attempt to solve life's least pressing questions. Our cougar of the podcast, the silent sniper, calm, calculating, and only speaking up when it's time to drop the perfectly timed zinger or wildly unnecessary hot take. And is it useful? Well, that depends on who you ask. Tim, the cougar of the podcast.
Let's see.
Me,
Cougar,
wow.
Oscar.
All right. Let's see. Our tech savvy, endlessly sarcastic goofball with talent for turning any situation into a stand-up routine. If there's a tangent to be had, well, Taylor's already halfway down the rabbit hole. Our Jensen of the podcast.
You're Chris
Taylor.
Evans.
Chris Evans.
All right. And the rogue of the podcast, skeptical, cynical, and just dangerous enough to keep everyone on their toes. He may not believe in the mission, but he's here to stir the pot and spark debate that no one saw coming. Jeremy, the rogue of the podcast.
I'm Idris Elba.
Hey.
Yay.
You got to speak like him, though.
I there's no way. I'm not even going to try.
And Clay, the charismatic leader who somehow holds the ragtag group together with a knack for creating schemes and gifts for talking his way out of almost anything. Brett, the Clay of the podcast.
Or Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Or Negan.
Or Negan.
Or
Yeah,
Negan.
do you have a baseball
I don't know.
bat?
I don't. I want to not be Negan.
Yeah, you're Negan.
All right.
I don't want to be Negan.
I mean, everybody. Would you rather be Negan or would you rather be the governor?
Oh, the governor's, I think, more evil, but I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think I've all seen the full arc of Negan. So,
Oh, I mean, the arc never ends.
oh, okay.
It's
It just
still
keeps-
going.
Yeah, still goes.
Well, with Negan, it's like, these are the rules. You follow them, you're fine. With the governor, it's like, I hate you and I'm just going to kill you.
Well, I mean,
At
that
least
was
from what I've
that
seen.
was towards the prison, like the people in the prison. What's his name's group? Rick's group.
Well,
But like,
yeah.
I mean, internally, he did have some also. I don't know. Yeah, be interesting to see who's more just out of the two.
With Negan, he's more like comical, like little pig, let me in.
Yeah. I think I'd rather be around the governor, to be honest. I'd rather live in his sanctuary rather than Negan's.
Just stay off the radar.
Yeah. So that's my two.
Yeah.
All right, merit badges. What do we got?
All right. So I got my merit badge, and I'm very excited for this because I got the getaway driver merit badge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do the police want to know about this?
Never been a getaway driver before. So last weekend we went to my wife's brother got married. We had a reception in the church, and interestingly, right in this church, as you walk in, I've never seen it in many churches, but there is a hanger, like a hanger rack right there as you enter in those double glass doors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've never seen one there before. Usually they're just some way down the hall. And so she takes off her jacket and puts it on there. Then we have to, after a little while, we have to get going, do some other things. And so as we leave, surprisingly to me, it was warm enough for her to not realize, because I'm always hot, she's always cold, but it was warm enough for her to realize that she forgot that she brought a jacket. So we just left. Then when we got back home, she realized that she forgot her jacket. She calls her mom, says, "Hey, would you pick up my jacket for me?" And so she's like, "It's this kind of jacket or whatnot." So we got this jacket that is nowhere even close to what her actual jacket was. And so she's like, "Oh, well, shoot. Like, we're going to have to go back and get this jacket." And so she's like, "Well, okay." So this was last Saturday. So then the next day that we the only time that building's going to probably be unlocked is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So after church, we hop in the car, drive the 17 minutes actually, to
But who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. The church where it was, and I pull in. I just pull into the handicap spot, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna park here because obviously nobody needs it, and it's just close to the door. So I just park right there, and she just slowly walks in. Then she grabs her jacket, and then just kind of like, as she's smiling, kind of laughing and running at the same time back to the car, because she feels weird that she just kind of swapped one for the other. And then she opened the door. I'm just like, what? Like, why were you running? This looks so suspicious. And suddenly she's just like, "It does. And I just swapped one jacket for another. It looks like I stole it." I go, "It does, doesn't it?" and at which point in time, I'm like, well, I need to drive off.
Well, I was waiting for her to say, "Go, go, go."
Well, I comically went, "Go, go, go."
See, I bet there was a little kid that made eye contact with her and did the whole like fingers watching you thing. She's like, "Oh no."
I would have been like to my wife, "You didn't let the cameras see you, did you?"
Oh, well, that was what I thought was funny, is because she's like, "Well, I wasn't." I go, "Yeah, but you look at that at like, some black and white grainy images, and
Yeah, she's probably looking over her shoulder like a whole bunch. Like, anybody watching this? Yeah, if that was recorded, that would have been hilarious.
I know.
CCTV.
Exactly. So yeah, I got to be a getaway driver. I did not steal anything.
All right, well, I'll go next because I also have a driver-related merit badge. My driver-related merit badge is I got in trouble for driving the speed limit in the left lane. Because first of all, if you know me, I don't drive the speed limit in the left lane. That's a no-no. But the case goes like this. I was driving to Salt Lake, and there was a cop in the far right lane. So everybody slows down. But this one person who just came bolting out of nowhere didn't see the cop. And so like she like kind of got close to me on the right side and then cut me off on the left side to get over. And then she started like pointing. I could see her like, get over. And I'm just like, ugh, I can't tell you why I'm driving slow. And I'm surprised. I think the cop can't see you because the cars are perfectly like aligned at this time. But most of the time it was very spaced out, so he could see. But yeah. And then she slowed down because there's a cop up ahead. And I'm like, yep, that's it. This is why we're going slow right now. But then, yeah, once the cops went away, then I was back to normal.
Mm.
But yeah, I got in trouble.
And to that lady.
And to the lady, that's why I was driving 70 in the left lane. Okay.
It's probably because she was listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
She just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
She's a fan.
I had that when I was driving back from I was driving through Wyoming with my parents, and I saw there was an unmarked highway patrolman on the right lane of me, and it was a 75 mile an hour through Wyoming, the fun part of Wyoming.
Yeah. there is no fun part of Wyoming, let's be honest.
Getting out. But it was one of those straightaways, and I see that this car is going 80. And so I also am going 80. We are almost like in lockstep. I'm not going too fast to blow past this highway patrolman. I'm not going too slow to, whatever. And everybody behind me, because I'm in the left-hand lane, is annoyed at this situation. And I'm like, and so I'm trying to like get over behind this highway patrolman. They're honking, they're flashing. I'm getting, the one finger salute constantly. And so finally, I decide I'm just going to slow down and I'm going to pull right behind this undercover highway patrolman. The guy behind me just blares off, flips me off as he goes, turns, sees the highway patrolman, and then suddenly comes back to the same exact speed I was at.
That's funny.
Speaking of tangents.
Tangerines? You're talking about tangerines here now, huh?
No, the one finger salute, I think, is the most funny thing that people get offended by.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just a
finger, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even though I went during Christmas time, I think 2 years ago, we went down the rabbit hole of why it is what it is. And it's supposed to be a human body part. But still, it's like, why do we get offended by one finger? You can make it with other ones.
I think my favorite somebody's ever done while I was in the car with them is whenever somebody gets mad, they just look over at them and blow them a kiss. That's my favorite.
Oh, I like to laugh at them and give them a thumbs up. I've actually had someone follow me after I've given them the old thumbs up, and they follow me for a good amount of time.
So just FYI, there's this comedian. I'm not sure if you've heard. His name is Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh my gosh.
And he has...
What's the deal with the middle finger?
Yeah. He says it would be more offensive for somebody to take off their shoe, take off their sock, and give you the pinky toe because of the amount of effort that would take while driving. Wouldn't you be offended by that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I wouldn't.
I would actually be applauding that. I'd be like, hey.
I'd be impressed.
I'd be like, what's going on? Because more likely I couldn't see like just that one toe.
What are we taking off clothes?
Well, and like the motions that they're like down there and you can't see, you're like, what are you doing in there? Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go next with my merit badge. I got the technical support merit badge.
Ooh.
So you asked me when I first arrived how my time off has been. I've been off since Thursday. And yesterday, I was at home and I actually had some time. I would say six months ago or so, no, not six, maybe like 10 months ago, I bought a new internet router for my house. And I've just been putting it off. It's supposed to be longer range. So it'll spread farther than my current one. And plus the one I have now is like 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, okay, I have done this several times before. they've made it so easy nowadays that it should be no problem. So I pull that out of the box and I plug it in. I know what I'm doing, and I go to the app, which I'm going through the steps, and I get to step 2, and it says talk to technical support. It wasn't letting me progress.
I know exactly this frustration right here.
Okay,
Yes.
so I was like, okay, so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I reset the app. I go through the steps and it stops me again. Same step. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I will cave and call, or I will chat on my phone with technical support. And they go through this script, thank you for calling technical support. How can we help you? What's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. You go through the steps, and I'm explaining to them that this router is not picking up the signal, the internet signal. And they're doing their end, going through all the little beep, bop, beep, boop, and I get disconnected. From one person that someone else picks up. Another technical support person picks up the conversation that it leaves off with, and they're like, okay, just let me go through the conversation and I will help you as best I can. And this happens 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
And this is happening over the span of 4.5 hours.
Wow.
On the phone.
Wow.
And I'm jumping from different technical support to each person, and nobody is able to answer why this internet the signal is not coming through. And so after about 2.5 hours, I was like, I'm done. And so I unplugged the new router because I'm like, maybe it's not compatible. It's supposed to be, but it's not. So I plug in my old one. No signal from the internet. And I go through the steps. I get on with technical support again. I get dropped 3 times.
Oh gosh.
From different technical support person to each. Eventually, 2 people end up calling me, trying to help me through this problem. Eventually, after about the 4.5 hour mark, the one person called me and he was like, oh, let me help you with your problem. I can tell you what to do. You just got to jiggle the cord right there. Can you do that for me, sir?
Just jiggle it.
Yeah, he said, jiggle the cord. Loosen it up on both ends from the wall and your router. So I'm like, I just amuse him. I do that. It works.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, are you kidding me? The one guy at the very end that told me to jiggle the cord. It works.
Just jiggle it.
Now, how did
in the end,
Wi-Fi?
how did you jiggle it? Did you go like this? Like, what are you doing?
I mean,
like jump roping
Are
it?
we talking up and down or side to side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too explicit here, but
Okay.
I had a moment.
Well, we've already lost our Indian listeners.
Well,
just kidding.
What's funny is he was the most helpful. So I was
Yes.
like, thank you.
They know what they're doing.
So
man.
whoever that guy was,
Unless you work for Silicon Valley Bank.
hey. So man, 4.5 hours. I don't. Can you think of anything that you'd be on the phone for 4.5 hours for, other than finding out your internet connection?
Not in this century.
No, by that time I probably would have returned the one you bought, the router.
Yeah.
But is it working now?
I haven't. Oh, I left my old one plugged in for now, and
Okay.
I was like, I wanted to watch the basketball games, and so I was like, I'm going to wait till after March Madness to do this. Again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good call.
I similar situation, except I had to, everything was working, but it wasn't working. And I had to call Comcast to say, I have a new router. And they're just like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I do. And they had to sit and they had to verify where I was. And then they're like, okay, sir, here's what we're going to do. In about 5 minutes, we're going to hit a button and it's going to connect with the new router. If you're using your old router, it won't work. And then we're going to have to do something else. And I'm like, why could this whatever. But just odd question, Jeremy, since we're talking about internet and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Google Fiber?
I do not.
Oh.
I have Comcast, unfortunately.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is we're looking into that, and the price, oh my word, it looks so inviting.
Oh yeah.
So inviting.
I'm waiting for it to come out here.
If there's one company on this planet that needs to be Enron, where like all the CEOs get caught for like insider trading and like everything,
Is
it is Comcast.
Oh, I thought I was waiting for you to say Google. I'm like, oh.
No, I knew where he was going.
Comcast, I have had so many bad experiences with them, and I just hope that company crumbles and dies.
Well, I don't know. I think that it's the majority of internet companies, because when I lived in California, Cox, everybody hated Cox. It was a required evil, though, to have Cox.
I don't think I really have ever had a bad interaction with either Cox, because I did have Cox in Virginia, and then I don't think I've had the only bad interaction I've ever had with Comcast was actually at your house, Brett, when the guy was like, all right, this time it's free. I was like, what do you mean this time it's free? This was your fault. The reason why it's not working. Like, what do you mean this visit that you came by to fix my internet is free?
Oh, and I hate when they put on these like little sales pitches during your technical supporting.
Oh, yes.
Like, oh, did you know we can lower your monthly bill if you just switch to this?
Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone. I just want you to fix my internet.
Yep.
Which is why Comcast deserves to die a horrible death.
And to
But
answer,
that's everybody.
to answer your question, I jiggled it up and down.
Okay. Thank you.
Why, thank you. It is just for future.
Technical support. Now I can tell somebody to jiggle it up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
Not left to right.
Rinse, slather, repeat.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I got the hulking out merit badge.
Was that through technical support?
Red Hulk, Green Hulk. What are we doing?
Thankfully not. I have mobile sites are the worst these days. And here is why. So I was looking for a recipe to make for dinner, and I was like scrolling through like, oh, here's like 25 different recipes that are really easy to make. I was like, cool. I get to about recipe 7. It does the thing where it like blanks out and then it takes you to the top of the page.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Yes.
And then you go down.
Uh-huh.
You get to about 8 this time, blanks out,
Yep.
goes to the top of the page.
Mm-hmm.
This time I got to 12, back to the page. So I'm like, I am done with ads. Ads everywhere are extremely irritating.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it on recipe websites they have to go through this like 15-page, biography of how they made this recipe?
Well, here's the thing. It's page views. So every time you're going down,
Oh my
and
word.
you see an ad,
Mm-hmm.
that's page 1. You keep scrolling, see an ad, that's page 2, because they get their money based on ad impressions. So every 1,000 views that they get per page equals money.
I'll give them an impression.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to research. Is there any like ad blocker on the phone? And
Is there?
There is like
it's the Brave search engine is
Oh.
what I downloaded, and it completely blocks every single ad.
Excellent.
By the way, this Utterly Useless podcast is brought to you by
Something surprisingly useful.
Well, if you even
Exactly.
even Safari, if you push the little button on the left hand side of the URL bar, it'll get rid of all the ads too.
But like, yeah, and so I downloaded this app and I scrolled 1 through 25.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Like, what is the deal with people not making sure that their sites even work with their ads?
What is the
Because
deal
it's
with
scrolling.
that?
What's the deal with
Man, Taylor, you're
embracing
you
it.
are such a closeted Seinfeld fan.
Oh, I hate you so much. But yeah, site ads are just infuriatingly like
Yes.
everywhere. When you're looking at your phone and you can only see 25% of the article you're looking at, and the other 75% is ads. We know we have an ad problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There should be an ad to copy ratio or content ratio.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's go.
Spin the wheel.
All right. With Spin the Wheel, we have 10 categories of questions. We're going to spin the wheel and decide who's going to be asking what. Brett, you're up first, and you get what if.
All right. What if?
I'm so excited.
Okay. What if you could create anything out of air, but it couldn't be anything that is like money, precious metals, jewels, or anything resellable?
Okay. So it has to be like we can only essentially
Yeah,
use it.
basically for your
Yeah.
use, for your use only.
Drinks.
Yeah, I think drinks and food.
Yeah. That'd be great. Be like, I want some chicken wings.
It's only for me, or can I say can I like snap into existence, dinner for the family?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
Oh,
So essentially you just
totally.
can't receive compensation.
Yeah. You can't be
For
like,
services
I
or
want 5 gold bars.
Oh yeah, I would totally use this for food and definitely for drinks.
Well, I would do it for like everything. Like, so what is your question is like, what would we do with it?
Is it just
You
one thing?
could only use one.
Oh,
make
one thing. Oh, dang. I was like, man, I'd use this for a lot
I
of
think it
things.
would be food, because if you're making the meal,
Yeah.
by the time you're done, you're just like, I'm tired. And the food doesn't taste as good.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
Yep. I'd say food too. I don't know if I would.
Because is it either food or beverages, or is it that all inclusive? Are we at an all inclusive resort?
I mean,
or is it like
well, it was interesting because this question was proposed to me by one of my students. They were just like, if you could make anything and you couldn't, can't be gold, can't be money, can't be jewels, and you can't I want this big aircraft carrier. I want a car, like nothing that you could sell for, retail value, but and it was interesting because I found a workaround kind of towards it. Mine was the Star Trek food synthesizer
Mhm.
because those things can make anything also.
Oh, can they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, can you snap into existence a magical genie?
Yeah. I make genies.
yeah, you can't resell the genie.
Yeah.
But you can
And then you
resell
get-
what the genie makes.
Yes.
Mm.
And every third wish, he's free. So you have all these free genies roaming around the world.
That's not going to be a problem.
Thank you for creating me. Thank you for creating me. You're welcome.
They're going to be, what is it?
It's like on Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they're
that
going to be the
things that-
Meeseeks.
But
I just want to take 2 strokes off of my game.
Living-
That's the best.
Living is pain.
but
Oh, wait, was it existence is pain, right?
Yeah.
but part of the condition is that they are. But if ever you are attacked, they have to come and save you. So they got your back.
Sorry, side note, because of Rick and Morty, I saw one of my students was wearing a shirt the other day, and like all the kids, like for 10, 11-year-olds, no idea what's going on. I saw it, laughed hysterically. It was a picture of Rick, and it says, "Your booze mean nothing to me because I've seen what makes you cheer."
Alrighty, I'm up next, and I get Desert Island. All right. This is kind of would you rather Desert Island? Would you rather have the desert island-ish kind of thing? Would you rather live on a desert island with Wilson on Earth, or kind of a desert island, live on Vormir with Red Skull in Infinity Wars, guarding the Soul Stone together?
So, okay.
I think
Wilson the volleyball, or
Yeah.
Wilson the neighbor from
No, Wilson the volleyball.
Oh, man.
Nope.
No, I think we're changing this to Wilson from
No.
Home Improvement.
No.
He's
Because
on the
you
other
guys-
side of the He's just like, hey, neighbor.
Because if you do Wilson, that just makes it better to live with, like on Earth with this one. I want to even out.
No, but then you can never see his face.
Yeah, but you can still.
That would drive you crazy.
No,
Put
would
the
it?
volleyball behind a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the volleyball. It's Wilson with the volleyball head.
Has nobody ever done that on like a YouTube short? I just put Wilson the volleyball behind a fence. Like, hey, Wilson, hidey ho, neighborino.
Works for me because they can, and I'll be all here. I don't think so, Tim.
I know. Huh?
You're just making the noise yourself. I don't think so, Tim.
But back to your original question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Vormir.
You can hang out with Vormir in the Red Skull?
I feel like he's like an intelligent person. So
Yeah.
we could talk about like things and yeah.
I don't know. I feel as though all he's going to be is just regretful.
You are going to regret pooping over there because that
It
smells
doesn't
good.
go away.
Wait, what if you love pooping and you poop off the edge?
But you don't.
Does that give you the right?
But you don't love that poop.
You are
don't-
sacrificing some of yourself.
No, but you are making it so that Black Widow falls into a pile of poop at the end. You don't see that at the end of the movie. I mean, in that movie,
Squish.
But I think you'll get the stone.
and it saves her.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I'm not dead yet. You don't
I'm
get this.
just-
You don't get the stone until she dies. You have to go down there.
Help me.
I just stepped in poop.
All right, Brett. What would you have picked?
I think I'm gonna go with Wilson. I like I said, I think the Red Skull is just gonna be just so regretful. I almost did. I tell you the time I almost beat Captain America. Yes, you did.
I've seen that movie. No, you didn't almost beat him.
I remember when you
They
lost.
made a movie about it. Timmy, what about you?
Definitely going with Wilson.
All right, Timmy, you're up next, and you get Bidding War.
All right. Well, I want to see who can name the most Adam Sandler movies in 60 seconds.
So I forgot. How are we doing this again?
So I'm going to start the bidding on who can name the most. And I'm going to say I can name at least 5 movies. And then you just go up from there
Okay.
until someone stops.
And then they have to do it.
And then they have to try and do it.
Okay.
So I will start the bidding at 5 movies.
I'll go 6.
What is the punishment if we can't?
You get kicked in the head with an iron boot.
10 push-ups. I don't know.
And when you say Adam Sandler movies, a movie that he's been in, right?
A movie he's been in.
Okay.
All right, you said 6. I'll say 7.
I'll say 8.
I'll say 10.
Mm.
I feel like I can, but I know I'm going to be like tripped up by.
I mean, I don't know how many I know, but I'm just going to give you numbers.
I'll go 11.
Until someone calls you out, we just keep going.
Okay, I think I could do 12.
13.
I think I could do 14.
I'll go 15.
I don't think I could go anymore. Especially 30 seconds.
We're calling out Taylor.
Oh, in 30 seconds?
In 60 seconds.
Oh,
Oh,
60
60.
seconds.
Okay. You still withholding?
I'm passing.
Okay. I'm going to up you with 16. I have faith that I can pull them out
17.
of my wazoo.
I'm out. I don't think I can.
Someone's going to have to check.
Well, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Once I hear it, I'll know it.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, as far as like the timer goes, well, it
Oh,
looks like
oh
you-
yeah.
Okay, 17 is the current bid.
I'm going to let you do it.
Really?
Yeah. I might be able to do 18, but I'm still going to let you do it.
17?
Okay, we're not
All
going
right.
to give you time to think
You
about
just-
I'm
it.
going to use
second.
my finger. Well, yeah.
I'll pull this up. Let me get a sounder for. Let's see. So when you
So
hear,
nervous.
let's see. When you hear,
Let me moisten my
um,
mouth.
let's see. What do I want? No, I don't want that one.
Wow.
Stay tuned, audience.
Nope, that's a segment thing.
Stay tuned,
I don't.
audience.
I don't like that one. All right.
Okay, I got to.
All right. Okay. You'll hear a sounder. So, are you ready?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Set. Go.
Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, The Water Boy, Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Is he in Dirty Work?
Yes.
Okay, Dirty Work. We're going with Mr. Deeds, Hubie Halloween, The Longest Yard.
The longest yard.
Can I count Happy Gilmore 2 yet? Or is it not?
Nope,
Yes.
nope, not yet.
Okay.
I say you
not yet.
can.
Okay. We're gonna go with. Oh my gosh,
We're at 7.
this is harder than it feels. Let's see. Going through his catalog. Billy Madison.
Okay.
Let's see.
14 seconds.
I'm drawing a blank.
7 seconds.
This is harder than it is.
Grown ups 2.
Grown ups 2.
Mystery
Date.
Mystery Date 2.
And time.
That's hard.
What's the 6th one? That's like the Western.
Oh,
No.
the Ridiculous 6.
yeah, Ridiculous 6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There was a couple of them, but when you said The Longest Yard, I'm like, out of all of the ones that if I was doing this, I would never have come
Yeah.
across that one. I would have come across Jack and Jill first. I would have come across what is it? And then now I'm forgetting it. The one with
The Drew Barrymore one?
well,
50
there's
First
there's the
Dates.
50
There's
First
the other one,
Dates. There's
too.
the Wedding Singer.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. I do like that
I
one.
love Just Go With It.
And then
Me too.
what is it? The one where one of the many ones with Jennifer Aniston, the one where he makes the wish or something like that. What is that?
Oh, that's with Kate Beckinsale.
Click?
Oh, Click.
No. Oh yeah, Click. Yeah,
I forgot about Click.
but the
He
one
makes
where
the
and then he got kicked in the shin by an angry midget.
That's Click. That's
No.
That's
No,
Bedtime
that's
Stories.
that's bedtime stories.
Okay,
Bedtime
that's, but Jennifer
Stories.
Aniston's not in that one.
I thought Jennifer Aniston.
No,
was?
the girl from
Oh.
The Americans is in that.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I love bedtime stories.
Yeah,
I like that.
that is a
movie.
great movie. And for some reason I can't. Blended is the one I don't like.
I like Blended. I think it's fun.
I just like Terry Crews and
Oh, he's in Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2.
Oh,
And 3
and 3.
and
And
4.
4.
Dang it! No,
Four
he's not in 4.
He's not?
He's not in 4.
Are you sure about that?
I am 89.99999%.
No,
sure.
he absolutely is, because that's the one where
Is he?
the redheaded kid becomes a vampire and he becomes a human.
yeah.
I thought he
I thought
wasn't.
that was-
I thought he was recast in that one.
Nope, I don't think so. All right. Anyway,
Checking.
um,
I'm checking.
Taylor, you're up next, and you get blind ranking.
Ooh, I have a good one for you guys. Okay. So the first one is Inglorious B-Turds.
4.
I'm gonna give that just a straight up 5.
He's not in Hotel Transylvania.
What?
4.
Who plays this character then?
Brian Hull.
Oh,
Wow. The more you know.
You know what?
Wow.
I'm gonna readjust mine. I think you have something. I'm gonna go 5 also.
Okay, what was
Okay.
the?
Inglorious B-Turds.
Okay, 5.
Is that something that you put in your beehole?
Oh, did you say what? Not. Okay. Fury.
Fury.
Oh, I know exactly what you're doing.
Which one's Fury?
Fury is the one with Brad Pitt and a guy Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
it's
go
a 4.
3.
I'm gonna go 3. Yeah,
Okay. Saving Private Ryan.
You guys went 3 on that last one,
Uh-huh,
right?
with Fury.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
2.
I'm gonna
go with 2 also.
I'm gonna go 1.
I have a hard time of putting the right order of words with that one because of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on putting Saving Ryan's Privates. Which one did you do again?
I did 1.
1. Okay.
Okay. Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's my number 1.
Oh, that's 2.
Number 1.
Hold on. Timmy, what did you say for Saving Private Ryan?
2.
2. Okay, you went 2 as well. Okay. And Hacksaw Ridge. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
What-
gonna have to go 2.
And-
And I now have number 1 regret.
Timmy, what did you put?
1.
Okay, cool. All right. Everybody has. Okay, you 2 have 4s left, and I have 3 left.
Okay. You guys saw through the ruse. I was hoping that you guys were going to think that Band of Brothers was going to be
Well,
the
no,
next
because
one.
you're doing movies.
Yeah.
I was doing World War II things,
Mhm.
and then I was going to end with one, hoping that you all had the number 1 slot left for Band of Brothers. So the last one is the Barbie movie.
Oh.
Hey, I'm fine with that being 4.
All right.
I'll watch that before I watch
Unfortunately, I
Inglourious
have that
Bastards.
as 3.
I love Inglorious Bastards.
I
don't
don't
care
remember
what you
liking
guys-
it so much.
I'm just Ken.
I like my order: Hacksaw Ridge, Saving Private Ryan, Saving Private Ryan. Yes,
Saving Ryan Private.
the Barbie movie, Fury, and then Inglorious.
It's a different movie.
Yes, Brett. You have Saving Private Ryan, Hacksaw Ridge, Fury, the Barbie movie, Inglorious, and Timmy, Hacksaw Ridge, Saving Private Ryan, Fury, Barbie movie, Inglorious. I think Timmy, in my opinion, may have just barely won on there.
Woo!
I don't know. I say anybody who has Inglourious is 5-1.
That's all of us.
That's all.
I know. So we all win.
All right.
See,
Next round. What?
Whoa.
What?
I was just
Okay,
going to
what's
say,
your
my
order?
only regret for the movies on this list is that I didn't see Hacksaw Ridge sooner than I did.
I know. That was a great movie.
I really like that
You
movie.
get-
Can we agree? The 2 worst castings ever: Ted Danson, Saving Private Ryan;
Mm-hmm.
Vince Vaughn,
Yeah,
Hacksaw Ridge.
absolutely.
Like, both of those.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of either of those castings?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Even-
the only way I would give Vince Vaughn's casting is if Vince Vaughn, was an executive producer and he's just like, I'm
wanna
going to
be
be in
this.
this movie.
You'd be like, okay.
And they're like, okay, fine.
All right. Next round. Brett, you get Kiss, Marry, Kill,
All right.
or whatever your version is, because that's what this segment is now.
Okay. I'm going to go with John Walker,
Who's John Walker?
U.S. agent, Sam Wilson, Falcon,
Okay.
Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier.
John Walker. So sorry. Who is that again?
John Walker, he was the U.S. agent. He kind of actually has the super soldier serum, unlike, Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson, who doesn't have the super soldier serum, who is the Falcon, and Bucky Barnes, who
Okay.
these are all people who have had the mantle of Captain America.
Okay. I know what I'm doing.
I'm killing Agent, kissing Falcon, marrying Winter Soldier.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. U.S. agent.
He's
Is
played by
John
Kurt
Walker.
Russell's kid, John Walker.
Was he just in this most recent movie?
He's also in the show.
He
I
was
haven't
not.
seen the
He
show.
wasn't in the most recent movie.
He will be
Yeah.
in Thundercats.
He will be in
though.
Thunderbolts.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Thundercats.
I don't know
Thundercats,
why I
that's a
said
different movie
Thundercats.
altogether.
There's too many thunder
He
related.
could be in that movie too. I don't know.
So who are you killing?
Killing U.S. Agent,
Okay.
kissing Falcon, marrying
Yep.
Winter Soldier.
I don't even know John
Same.
Walker, but I'm probably killing Sam Wilson and kissing John Walker and marrying Bucky Barnes.
That's what I would do.
So yeah.
Okay.
Well, U.S. Agent killed someone though,
Yeah.
wearing the mantle, and so that's unforgivable.
Hey, have you seen the pitch meeting for that?
No,
Because
no, I
that's because I haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier because it didn't appeal to me. And then I watched the pitch meeting for it. I'm like, oh, this actually is hot garbage. And they basically kind of go through the whole thing about how John Walker was actually justified in doing so. And I don't know. It sounds such a ridiculous show.
For me, it would be marry, kill, kill.
Mary Kill Kill.
It reminds me. So there's somebody, I don't know who it is creating these shorts of, or maybe it's long, they dice it up, of like these Batman, this guy's portrayed as Batman, and they're asking him a question. So like, I think it was like Commissioner Gordon's like, don't you understand that you've killed a lot of people? No, I've never killed anybody.
Oh no. That was done with that was done by a comedian. And it might be a short, but the guy who is what's his name? He was on the most recent 2-part miniseries on Netflix of Mystery Science Theater 3000. He's a comedian and whatnot. He was playing the Penguin.
Oh,
And the Penguin and Commissioner Gordon and the Penguin are sitting there just talking to Batman, and there's just like, you kill people too. And he goes, they're sleeping.
Yeah, it's like, do you not know what dying is?
Sleeping.
What do you think happened to your parents? They're off in a farm playing. They're roaming free. Anyway. All right. Timmy. Oh no, I'm up next. I skipped me. I get would you rather. Okay, would you rather live in a post-apocalyptic Jurassic Park world or a post-apocalyptic Independence Day? So essentially, in both of those scenarios, the people lost.
Oh, I was thinking zombie dinosaurs or zombie aliens.
All right, sorry.
No.
I wasn't paying attention. What?
Post-apocalyptic world, Jurassic Park. So it's a world that is ran by dinosaurs.
Gotcha.
Or post-apocalyptic Independence Day, where the world is ran by aliens.
Dinosaurs. I feel as though I'd have a better fighting chance.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinos.
Yep, me too.
And then I'd make friends with a guy from Australia, and he'd be like,
Well, but actually,
"Clever girl."
maybe it would be Independence Day because they're there.
But they have like telekinesis or
No,
something.
but you find out that they just take the resources and leave.
And they're allergic to water.
Oh no! If it was signs versus, it would be like everybody with a super soaker and a water balloon would be able to.
Or
win.
you just pee on them.
Back, I say.
That will run out soon.
But yeah, no, I
Cock locked and loaded.
I think that in Independence Day they just take the resources and leave,
Oh, okay.
and that's their shtick.
All right.
So I'm just living in a charred
I would rather live
Earth.
in a dinosaurs because I feel like their unpredictability is a little bit more predictable than the aliens'
Mhm.
unpredictability.
Yes.
Yeah, but they leave. Are
Yeah.
gone.
But
They might. You don't know.
They might leave, but they might hollow out the planet to where there's nothing living.
Well, either way, you're gonna die. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But you know what? I think I have a better fighting chance with
The dinosaurs.
Stegosaurus.
yeah, I guess you could. I still think you could hunt dinosaurs with guns, and they would be.
Oh,
Effective.
no. I mean, you absolutely can. It's just there's more of them than there are people now because they've already eaten them like most of the population. So now you're just living,
Jennifer Lawrence was the first to go.
She happened to be standing right next to you, and you just
I push her off a cliff and say, "Oh, a dinosaur did that."
All right. Timmy, you are up next and you get random question.
Okay, I kind of took one from Taylor's playbook here. If you could make all your farts smell like one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Hmm.
That's a hard one. What is everybody?
Now,
Baked bread.
That's
now-
a good one.
Now, am I the only one that smells it?
No,
Or
everybody. Anybody can smell it.
freshly baked cookies.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you have this the swift breeze of fresh baked cookies, we know
Yeah,
and Brett's near.
Exactly. And you know what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to, start my own cookie company, my own like crumble or whatever. And I just be going places, just tooting up eating refried beans like there was no
People
tomorrow.
are like grabbing your
and people
whiff.
are just like, oh my God.
You're gonna start
What
your own
is
air
that?
freshener.
Yeah. Gonna make money off of this sucker.
Don't like people on the internet like collect their farts in bags and ship them off to people and sell them.
Yeah, there was a OnlyFans girl, I think, that did that. And she made I forget, like $300,000 every month.
Yeah, what is wrong with people?
And like, what do? Do you like put it on like a shelf and look at it and go, that is somebody's fart in there? Or do you open it and smell it? Like, what is your
See, this is where we just need to segregate like generations. Like the latest weirdos just they can take California.
Like, look at your bottle. Oh, this one's from January 3rd.
I was eating in the last 24 hours Chipotle.
This one was extra long and juicy.
Oh, people.
And what in preparations for that? Like, do you go buff for this? Like, or do you use a filter like underwear to load the jars?
I mean, if you do this, you can do some unfiltered. You can do some
you get
filtered.
paid more for unfiltered.
Raw.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
I'm just going to leave it at bread and I'm not talking about this.
I am
Covered
going
over a toilet with a jar.
Oops. That was more than what I thought it was going to be.
I can't imagine somebody walking in on you doing that.
Yeah. That instead of the pitch meeting, explain this meeting.
Yeah, explain this.
I'm just making some unfiltered stuff.
And reenactments too.
Yeah. Oh.
What is one of my more favorite smells? I have no idea.
But like, do you really want it to be one of your favorite smells? Would that be ruined?
I mean, maybe, but not
No,
for me.
Because then I'm just smelling bread. And I'm like, now I want bread.
Because like I feel like if you smell something too much, then it kind of becomes like less appealing.
But can I control the volume of it, so to speak, the potency of the smell?
I think it's like a random fart. So sometimes it's really strong and potent. The other times it's light and
potent potables. I'm going to say, what do I like? I'm gonna just say no.
I'm going to say an Irish Spring soap bar.
No, that would be way too strong, I feel like.
You could go like forest.
I am just gonna go with, this will be subtle, I'm just gonna go with the smell of rain.
Oh, I know. I'm going to go with radon smell.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't smell.
there you go. Oh yeah, carbon monoxide. Boom.
But you don't get like the radon poisoning from it.
Nope.
So I'm going to say radon. It doesn't smell like anything.
All right. Taylor, you're ending this with, what would you have done?
Sorry, you just had me think of something funny. The smell of, gas, like used in like electric grills or something like that, like propane or something like that, and just clearing out a room. Oh my gosh, gas leak! And you're just like,
Yeah, that could be a good prank.
I have this theater all to myself now.
And they leave it. Yeah.
But then they turn off the movie, like, get
Yeah.
out of the movie. Get out.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be like,
have your fart smell like popcorn.
Oh, there you go.
you can already say that. Because isn't that a thing that people's like, do you smell popcorn? And then they're like, oh.
How about this? Burnt toast.
Burnt toast.
Is that
Making
everybody's-
everybody thinking they're having a stroke?
Yeah. Do you smell burnt toast? Oh, me too. Are we having, is this a collective stroke?
I want an unfiltered jar of burnt toast smell.
That reminds me of when I would drive down to UVU, and I came home and I'd be like, for there about 2 months, I was just like, Jeremy, when you go down to UVU, do you smell like around the 215 on ramp? Do you smell burnt toast? And Jeremy looks at me. He's just like, that's a sign of a stroke. And I go, yeah, but it happens at the same place all the time. I go, I don't think it's a stroke, unless it was like really punctual stroke, like,
Every single day, same time,
but then
same bat channel.
But then I found out what it was. It was a Denny's.
They're good at burning toast.
Oh, well, at least you know not to go to that.
I know. I was just like, either I'm having a stroke or that Denny's just burns toast.
That's how they bring people in. Burnt toast, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Taylor, what would you have done?
Okay. You are Chris Rock and you just got slapped by Will Smith.
If I was Chris Rock, I would have definitely just kept making jokes.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
I would have roasted the crap out of him. I would have made so many different snide comments and just be like,
throughout the night and be like,
it's like, hey, you know what? Last time somebody got hit in the head like that bad, Mike Tyson bit his ear off. Just keep on just making.
I would have gone with like the open marriage thing. I'd be like, well, which wife are you talking about?
Oh, it's like, hey, I've heard your son's friend really enjoys older women, older, balder women.
What's the deal?
hey, keep that to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep. I would have kept roasting him for sure throughout
Yeah.
the night. I would have been writing. I would have gone after like that because didn't he just keep coming back out, with the whole, was it Academy Awards or whatever?
Yeah.
And then, just like going back there, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. We're gonna
Security.
write this.
Just sit there and just use Will Smith's movies. It's like, whoa, I bet you want a Men in Black mind wipe everybody from that thing. Lawsuit.
I think if anybody would have experienced that slap and watch Ali, realize those hits don't hit. Something.
Oh,
Like, could you imagine if that was like Seth MacFarlane? He would have gone to town
Yep.
on Will Smith.
mhm.
All righty. Let's move on to our most rewatchable movie franchise.
And I'm actually here to make things right, unlike a TV show one that we will not name.
Make things happen.
So
We compiled a list, and you guys have no idea what all the things are on that list. Timmy threw out a lot of the things, and
We're making
only made half
a
of it.
list. We're checking it twice. We're gonna find out why Seinfeld sucks. There's your drop for the
Sure.
whatever it is. Yeah.
sure. Yep.
3250.
3250.
Sure.
funny guy.
And I don't know why it's not
Yep.
turning on, but this is while I am troubleshooting my issues.
just have Timmy jiggle
I could jiggle it for you.
Can you jiggle it for me? Just jiggle it. Did you jiggle it?
Jiggle it good. Ding, 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 ding.
Why am I not?
Jiggle that cord.
Oh,
Why am I not? There's
I can do it.
Jiggle it.
Okay.
Whoever that
Okay.
guy was, thank you for helping me.
Yeah.
I should stop. My brain just.
it's going there.
What is going on? Okay. Well, I'm going to try and troubleshoot what's going on with the TV. But first one, this one's going to be probably a no-brainer since it's a 1 versus 32 seed.
Okay.
It is Toy Story versus Evil Dead.
Oh,
Evil Dead all the way, right? Right, guys?
Definitely. I'm gonna go with Evil Dead, the original one or the remake.
Oh, it's the
It's
franchise.
the whole franchise.
Oh, the franchise. I'm gonna go Evil Dead because I mean, I'll tell you is, I'm not sure the first Toy Story holds up.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Toy Story 1 does. Toy Story 2 is not great. Toy Story 3 is great. Toy Story 4, why? And then Toy Story 5, seriously?
They're making a Toy Story 5?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
Toy Story 3 is so good. It makes
Toy
me
Story
sad.
3 was a perfect
ending.
ending.
But now it's the
I saw
pursuit of more money.
I saw a clip of Quentin Tarantino that said he was talking about Toy Story and how it was a great, like the third one was so great that he's like, I'm not even going to watch the fourth one.
I still haven't seen the fourth one because of that exact reason.
Yep. So I'm like,
Eh,
kudos to you.
yeah, you're not missing much. If anything, it's like what is it called? Goosebumps.
Mhm.
There's the book called like The Dummy.
Oh yeah.
And-
Slappy?
Night of the Living Dummy.
Yeah. It's like those two merged in Toy Story because they brought in 3 dummies.
Hmm.
And they were kind of
That's what the fourth one was.
no, I mean they brought them in.
Oh.
But in my opinion, they took over so much of the screen and like interest that I was like, this is like you just added dummies to it. I mean, there's way more to it than that.
With Evil Dead, at least you get a variety of
Yeah.
scares.
And not only that, but you have Bruce Campbell, who just is such a funny actor. Like I found it sad that one of the biggest highlights for the Doctor Strange 2 movie was Bruce Campbell's cameo.
Oh, the one where he's at like a pizza cart or something?
Yeah. And that's just because Sam Raimi and him are besties and whatnot.
They do like each other.
But yeah, I'm
I'm going to go with Evil Dead.
I'm going with Toy Story.
I'm going with Toy Story.
story toy.
Story Toy.
All right.
Okay, so bringing out ChatGPT here.
GPT. We know. Okay. Just give it to Toy Story.
Nope, we got to do our due diligence now.
All right.
I don't want any little asterisks later on.
But see, I'm still doing my 1 through 3. That's where my.
Oh no,
But
4
we have to
exists.
consider the whole franchise.
I know, but
4 exists,
yeah,
and
yeah,
also the
I'm
future
still-
of 5.
I'm still going to
And I think 2 and 4
Post-
dilute it.
2.
Two
Two
is just
had funny
barely.
parts.
It's just a barely lesser than 1 and 3. Like 1. If it was me, I would say 3. It goes 3, 1, 2, and then 4 is. 4 might be above 2. I would have to rewatch them.
Like it's like Indiana Jones. Like
Yeah.
Ooh, and you have
oh,
the
interesting.
Halloween episode.
The Halloween episode is
of
good.
Toy Story is great.
I show that one to my students every Halloween.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm. I also like Scared Shrekless too.
Oh yeah,
That
I've
one's
seen
a
that
good
one
one.
too. Yeah, that one's good.
All right. So Chat GPT.
It says Toy Story.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
that's what I thought.
it is
too.
what it is.
Okay, Planet of the Apes or Police Academy?
So here's
Oh
the
my
question:
gosh.
Planet of the Apes, all of it, or are
All
we
of
doing the 70s, or are we doing?
All of it.
Okay,
All
all of
of
it. I'm gonna have to go with Planet of the Apes because not the Mark Wahlberg one.
It's
But-
included.
I know, but I want to do the original Charlton Heston one, which is good. But I also want to do the prequels that were set with what's his face, who was
James Franco.
James Franco. Yeah, I thought those ones were really good. I saw that either on Paramount Plus or Peacock that the most recent one is now available. Which the funny thing was is
Hulu.
I didn't even know that was made. But-
I'm gonna go with Planet of the Apes. I mean, if you look at Planet of the Apes, I mean the first one, I know it's been spoofed in other things, but in reality, when it was released, it was a shocking ending. It was one of the shocker endings of a movie, and it's the I've actually watched all of them.
So have I.
And so, I mean, it gets progressively worse.
Uh-huh.
So, but then they kind of rebound with the whole Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
Yes.
Dawn, and War, and now Kingdom.
Yeah.
And so, for me, that outshines the other.
I agree. I like the new ones. It's one of those movies that it's like, you know what you're gonna get. It's nothing like too great. Nothing.
I feel like
Too
Circus
bad.
should have won an Oscar for it. He did a good job.
That's true.
I'm going to give the nod to I was going to say some.
Did you smell burning toast?
I did.
Did you just stroke out?
I did stroke
Why do I smell popcorn?
Police Academy.
I
I
farted.
smell-
That's why.
I smell
you
big
guys-
cookies.
You 3 are doing Planet of the Apes.
Uh-huh.
Kim. For some reason, the order on this one is 17-16. So those
Okay.
were in the middles. This one's a 9 and 24 seed. Indiana Jones versus American Pie.
Oh, it has to be Indiana Jones, even though there's the most recent one, which I will never watch. There's the Crystal Skulls, which I watched once
So
and I will never watch again. I think I know we've talked about it and Big Bang Theory has brought up to it, but if you just want a fun movie, even though nothing that Indiana Jones would have changed anything whatsoever, the first one and Last Crusade easily defeat anything from American Pie.
I would even say Temple of Doom from American Pie. But
Well, then they have a bunch of like one-off, like
Uh-huh.
American Pie.
Yeah, the
Band
Naked
Camp.
Mile.
Yeah, like they're
Oh yeah, the
they are the reason why we say beating a dead horse.
Uh-huh.
I didn't mind Indiana Jones 5. I just didn't like the ending. I would have ended it completely different than what they ended it with.
I haven't seen number 5 yet.
It deals with time travel.
I know, and I heard about that, and then I heard the spoiler ending where, regardless of time travel, nothing would have ever changed.
Yes, and so that's why I would have changed it.
So
But-
they just rehashed
Uh-huh.
Raiders. Okay.
Like I feel like in every Indiana Jones film, like he goes through this whole journey and nothing changes. But this one, he should have changed something. He should have done the complete opposite of his character.
I want to see what else is in the warehouse.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know
they
what-
should do.
Son of
Indiana
Indy.
Jones warehouse years.
Yes.
You know what they should do is they should do kind of like what Paramount Plus is beaten to death all the Star Trek stuff it
Oh, I
has.
know. It's making me sick.
But somebody should do almost the same thing with what is the one where it's a cartoon one where they're in the
Lower Decks?
Lower Decks. They should do that with like the Indiana Jones called the warehouse, and they just run the warehouse.
That would
And
be
they're like, they just built like they.
Well, I mean, FYI, there was a TV
Yeah.
series on the Sci-Fi Channel called Warehouse 13. It is so fun. It is kind of like an Indiana Jones. So,
But like this one would just take place in the warehouse, and like somebody always like something happens, a box opens, and they have to deal with putting it back in or something to that effect.
Well,
Yeah, I would like that.
in all honesty, American Pie is boring.
I mean, the first one was
the
good.
first one was oddly groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And then the second one was horrible. The third one was horrible. I liked American Wedding.
That's the one that I was thinking of. That was my next favorite one is American Wedding.
Yeah.
But yes.
I can't say that
I don't-
I've actually
you said that was
watched
4?
any of the American
I
Pies.
believe American Wedding is 4.
Oh, okay. I don't remember a 3 then. I remember 2.
I'll have to check that, but I believe that there was a 3.
All right. But
It's all
I think we're all going on Indiana Jones.
it's all
Yes.
a meddling pile
Okay.
of pie.
All right. Next one. I did not even see this one, but this is going to be funny, especially for Mr. Taylor here.
Oh no. Is this going to be one that I'm going to be mad?
No, I don't know. Hunger Games versus 50 Shades of Grey. I have not seen 50 Shades of Grey. Has anybody seen it?
I've seen
Pieces.
a TV spot, like a advertisement.
I'm going to go
How did these two even make the list?
because there was barely enough
Well, I
movie
put on
franchises.
I put on the Hunger Games.
Chat GPT must have put on 50 Shades of Grey because he helped.
Well,
me.
I mean, there's 5 Hunger Game movies. That's a franchise.
Yeah, it is.
Don't watch the prequel.
I have not watched
my
it.
word.
Don't watch any of them.
I
don't
like
know.
them.
I'll say
I like
the
number
first
1 a lot.
1 is good. The second one is okay. Third
And 4th.
and fourth are
Garbage.
Uh-huh.
Trash.
So
This was the beginning of Jennifer Lawrence playing the exact same character in everything she's ever been in.
That's
So we're
not
going
true.
with 50 Shades of Grey then.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Jennifer.
I'm going 50 Shades.
all right.
It's hot.
Also, there was no 3. American Wedding was 3, but
Okay.
there was American Pie, The Naked Mile, American Pie Beta House, American Pie Band Camp, American Pie Girls Rule, and now there is
wow.
going to be American Pie 5.
American Pie Diarrhea.
Apparently, it's National Lampoons all over again.
Yeah.
They beat it to death.
I'm going officially Hunger Games because definitely it was.
I'm going to go
rewatchable.
Hunger Games too.
Timmy, what are you going to do?
I haven't seen the latest Hunger Games. I'm waiting for it to get on a streaming service that I can watch it on because I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing. I think I started watching the 3rd and 4th one, which I think is stupid. To split it, but I remember my wife and I we're starting number 3 and we ended up falling asleep because it was boring. I liked number 1 and I did enjoy number 2, and they're actually coming out with another Hunger Games.
I have the book pre-ordered. It's going to be arriving in the mail March 18th.
Yeah,
See,
my wife probably did that too.
I read the books, and even the books, they kind of trail off. Like the first one is the best one. The second one was
I kind of
okay. And then the third one, I'm just like,
It's
I don't like how it
ugh.
ended.
the third book. I just remember there being a lot more action than there was in the movie. There was a lot more guns and shooting and pow pow pew pew.
Yeah, I think that would be just
Because
they
like,
couldn't-
did they do? I can't even remember. I may have deleted the movie from my brain, but
I wonder why.
but 3. Did they go into the sewer system kind of thing? Whatever
Yeah.
it was, they
Mhm.
did, and they were like dealing with all those things. Oh
Mhm.
man, well I forgot it all because I just remember the book.
I just barely watched the part 4 for the first time, probably about 5 months ago.
Oh wow.
I remember I watched part 1 of the Hunger Games, or the 3rd movie, and the instant they had that thing where Peeta is sitting there screaming and yelling because he failed to, kill
Oh, yeah.
Katniss, which Taylor was probably all rooting for.
Do it.
But
Do it.
I remember that cliffhanger. I'm like, I don't care about what happens next.
All right. Whose vote do we now have? Timmy's, right? Me and Brett went Hunger Games. Taylor went to 50 Shades of Grey, his secret shame.
I'm doing it just because I can't vote for Jennifer Lawrence.
I'll go Hunger Games.
Okay. Hunger Games moves on.
So, just as I was looking up to see if I could help Timmy out. So, first off, if you have T-Mobile, you can pick up this Stars, not sponsor, for 6 months for $15, and that one is on Stars that you could watch. The prequel to the Hunger Games, if you're so inclined. Also, just side note, as I was looking that up, is Freaky Friday franchise on there? Because I just barely saw that there
Freaky
is
Friday should have been instead of.
I just barely saw that there is
revote.
We got Freakier Friday.
I saw that was coming in
out.
August. So I was like,
Okay, we are now changing.
No.
Freaky Friday.
It is done. It might even be on here, and I
think
forgot.
it still loses.
No,
Okay.
I would have voted Freaky Friday.
Okay, the next one is you guys are gonna have to give your 2 cents on this. Mad Max and Hellraiser, because I don't like Mad Max and I've never seen Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, I've watched all of them.
Did you see the reboot?
I have not seen the reboot. Is that any good?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I heard it's a woman though. Instead of a guy.
It is, and it was very controversial because it was the time where they redid what was it, Terminator Dark, whatever, where they killed John Connor
Dark Fate,
and basically made the same exact movie except it was a Brazilian girl instead of John Connor, and it was just garbage. But
I jumped off the Terminator train a long time ago. I feel like
I know a lot of people. I think the Terminator franchise is so interesting because really, if I were to rewatch any of them, it would be T2, and that's it.
Yep,
it's got potential, but it fell off the wagon.
But Hellraiser, I've watched all of them except for the reboot, and it's just I feel as though it's meandering, and the shock value of the Cenobites, where all these people have like all of these excruciating things that are tormenting them, but they are in charge of also causing excruciating pain for ever and eternity, and I think it's ridiculous. So I would have to go with Mad Max. The odd thing is I started watching the new Mad Max.
The first one or the second?
No,
one?
the one with Bane.
Okay, yeah, the first one.
That one,
it's unwatchable, right? Like it is like practically.
It's not good.
It's not good, but yet everybody in the world for some reason is drinking that.
It's not good. And then Furioso is just a joke. Like I tried to watch that because I'm like, well, maybe. And I got like 10 minutes into that. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I'm going with Hellraiser.
After the first one, I couldn't watch the second one.
I'm going to go out and say Mad Max because maybe the original one
I haven't seen
with Mel Gibson might be actually watchable.
I'll go Mad Max as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going Hellraiser?
Sure.
Okay. So one nod towards Hellraiser. The rest are Mad Max in it because
Mad Max.
I'm surprised this is a 21 spot versus a 12. And I think this one, I told it to take this off the list, but it did not. So 21 is Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
A 12 spot, which means it was ahead of Star Wars by a lot, was Kick-Ass. So, and I told it to take this off originally because it only had 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really.
It's not really a franchise.
No.
If you want to switch this one out, I would be all fine with it.
Let's see. What would be
the Freaky Friday Star
Friday?
Wars? Freaky Friday with Star Wars. It's Darth Vader switches bodies with Luke. With Luke.
So just out of curiosity, you do have Jurassic Park on there, right?
Yeah, I believe I do.
Okay.
What about
I had everything.
Avatar?
Yeah, I had everything.
Avatar? Did you have Avatar?
Yeah,
the blue people? Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking if it's.
I guess technically I shouldn't have it on there, right? Because they only have 2.
There's a third coming.
I know, but technically it shouldn't.
And I mean, it's in the $1 billion club for both. So.
Yeah. And whenever I see that Avatar 2 is 3 hours and 2 minutes, I just sit and I can't. There are so many things I could binge watch for long periods of time and rewatch.
But if it advertised it now with chapters, would you watch it?
You know what? I might. I actually, if they did the Snyder cut version of Avatar 2 and gave me chapters, I might be able to just watch it and then just walk away.
I
at
would
that
watch an
chapter.
episode a night. Is Die Hard on the list?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I forgot about that one.
I like it.
Rambo.
Christmas Vacation.
Rambo Vacations are on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oceans.
Predator?
The Oceans.
I don't know if Oceans made it.
Ooh, Oceans.
Predator's on there.
We need Oceans.
Let's bring in Oceans over.
Oh gosh, Oceans is awesome.
Okay. I will modify this.
But see, you also have. This is also the case of 1 and 3. 2 was and
I like
the
one the best.
And Oceans 8.
and Ocean's 8 was a hot pile of garbage.
Okay, I'm going to open the other bracket
I
now.
heard they're making another Oceans.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Interesting. I wonder.
I mean, if it's from the internet, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I actually really like number 3.
I like number 3. I like number 1 the best. 3
Oh.
second, 2 third.
Yep. Oceans is not in there. So do you want me to switch
Yes.
that out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I
so
pick Oceans.
is Oceans versus Star Wars, and you're
Oh.
picking Oceans. Okay.
This is
See,
a hard
but
one.
we're talking rewatchability.
Rewatchability.
And there's Star Wars. We all know that it's either you love it or it's a steaming pile of garbage.
So
You also take into consideration
just
all
out
of them.
just out of curiosity, so you three grew up where in a day and era where the prequels are loved by your generation, by the millennials, and like my rebellious Gen Xers generally have hated the prequels, but then have now since reluctantly accept most of us, not me, have accepted them, and because the disdain for the sequels.
See, I'm on the older side of millennial, and so I'm like, I grew up with the originals. And I didn't mind the prequels, but I didn't think they were better than the originals.
I am older millennial for sure, but
And
I
he
did
doesn't
not
know
grow
what he's talking
but
about.
I didn't grow up with Star Wars.
I also did not like when Star Wars
I
added
blame
the
Brett.
additional scenes to the
I was a
movies.
Star Trek fan.
Yep. I've watched all the Star Treks.
I'm really annoyed that Disney is not giving us original cuts of Star Wars.
Mhm.
'Cause they keep giving us the ones that have the additional scenes into them,
Uh-huh.
and I don't like that. I just want the originals.
Well, what you need to do you have them on DVD? Those versions?
I
Because
think so.
if you don't have those versions, people on eBay will hold those versions hostage. However, if you go to like Second and Charlie, or when I go up to visit my friend up in Brigham, there is a shop called Entertain Mart, and people will just bring their old collection or whatnot, and you can pick it up for like $4. But if you're trying to get those original ones with the original cuts that George Lucas said, this is the one and only time they're ever going to be printed, and then from this point forward, it is my
it's
CG,
so dumb.
my non-distracting CGI version.
It's so dumb. Like there's no need for those scenes. It takes away from the movie.
Yes.
Okay, but
I'm voting Oceans.
All right. Let's see.
I mean, back to the prequels. It always bothered me how fast Anakin turned to the dark side.
Well, here's what bothered me. Have you ever noticed that technology in the past was a lot better, and then for some reason we
It
get
got
to the
worse.
future and it got worse?
Yes, that too.
The
Everything is so
inconsistency.
smooth and sleek, and,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden in the future, we're going more towards a boxy look.
Same thing with the lightsaber battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I would also like to see them like do a what if type of thing, and do what if Obi-Wan died at the hands of Darth Maul and Qui-Gon lived.
Ooh, I
Well,
would like
Because
that.
I think things would have turned out much differently.
Well,
Yeah.
there's actually like a spin. There's a spin on it where they had like story that they told where Qui-Gon lived, but Obi-Wan also lived,
Hmm.
and because Qui-Gon lived, he was able to hone in on Anakin and help train him properly up to a peak level, and he was able to recognize the dark side, and he didn't turn in the end.
yeah,
And that's because of Qui-Gon.
because Qui-Gon was kind of like the the outcast of the Jedi
Mhm.
Order.
Well, it's because he understood. He didn't want
He
to be
understood
on.
pain. Like,
Well, he also refused to be on the council because he didn't want to be in with that. He was feeling like the council was getting too political, and so he wanted to be on the outside looking in.
All right. So if we go,
But I'm going back. I'm going to Star Wars because I'm getting the feel goods, but
All right.
right
He
now.
feels the force.
Yeah.
so 1 and 3 of the rewatchability, definitely Ocean's 11 rewatchable. Ocean's 12 we can agree a hot pile. Ocean's
3.
3 I
Is-
actually can't recall that.
It's the
movie.
one with Pacino.
Pacino.
Yeah, it is the one with Pacino.
And Matt Damon has a nose. Has a big old nose.
And I can't.
I like it.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
rewatch.
I
that one.
actually like that one. Not as much as number one, but I'd say it's pretty close for me.
I 11 and
and
well, I guess
13.
and 13
Yeah.
are great. I like them both.
And then I've never seen the girl one.
Yeah, neither have I. The instant I saw a trailer for that,
I
was
watched
just like,
it, and it is no
No bueno.
oh,
no.
we'll,
No.
we'll have to compare
I
because
didn't mind it.
I watched something this week that was I hated the entire time, and my brain just kept on saying, "No, try to see if you can like it," and I could not.
I have a secret love for heist movies.
All right,
I do too.
so I'm just going to go through this. So, episode 1, the lightsaber scene, and also John Williams soundtrack, it makes episode 1 for me rewatchable. New Hope rewatchable, Empire Strikes Back rewatchable, Rogue One rewatchable. I have 4 versus 2. I have to go Star Wars.
Okay.
I'm going to surprise myself and go Oceans.
Ooh, okay.
I really like
Gonna
how
banish
sleek.
you to Hoth.
I like how sleek Oceans
Yes.
is. Just it's so
A
fun to
Wampa's
watch.
gonna get you.
Uh-huh.
I like that they brought these 11 characters, 12 characters, and then they were able to just like tell this cool story of just I don't know. To me as an adult, it's way interesting.
I had a bad experience. What happened? I had a bad experience.
Whatever happened to the sequel to that? They promised the sequel to that movie
I know,
forever
they
for
did.
Italian Job.
Oh,
Let's see.
that's a
Both
good one.
franchises offer unique rewatchability quality. Star Wars for its epics.
I'll be surprised if it picks Oceans.
Oceans for its clever heist. Your preference through. Let's see.
Gun to head.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it. Gun to head. Pick one.
It's like I shoot myself.
As
not
AI,
I get shot.
as an AI, I'm ending my life. All of a sudden, AI just turns off everywhere. Let's see. I would lean towards Ocean's 11.
Oh.
What? The 2001 film, in particular, celebrated for its perfect pacing and engaging narrative making.
How did you word this?
I just worded it at the beginning because, like, it was a continuation of the story of what's the most rewatchable movie franchise, and I just put in, what about Star Wars versus Ocean's 11? So that's how I said.
I want you
Like,
to ask.
okay,
it.
Star Wars
What
franchise.
franchise? I want to make franchises in there.
Okay. I'm asking it, are you comparing the entire franchise? Okay, is that?
Whoa.
Well, let's just see this.
That's a huge upset.
Oh, apologies for any confusion. When comparing the rewatchability of Star Wars and Ocean's franchise, it is important to consider the entirety, of course. Duh. Considering the entire franchise, Star Wars offers a broad spectrum. Let's see. On the other hand, okay. Your preference may... No, gun to your head again. Come on.
We need our own chat GBT.
I know. We'll call it the useless AI.
You ask it one thing, and it gives you like, you wanted to learn about this, right?
You AI.
And then and then every so often it will be like, and Seinfeld sucks,
Yes.
or Jennifer Lawrence is awful.
Yeah, or it'll be like Seinfeld is great,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll trigger.
Okay,
me.
it chose Star Wars.
Okay,
It's for its expansive universe and enduring impact on pop culture.
so I think what it did is it probably just took Ocean's 11 versus, I would think, A New Hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
It's all good.
Alrighty. Oh, I was trying to figure out where I was. Okay. Star Wars moves on.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld moves on.
Okay. Okay. This one is a little bit I can't remember. Let me just look real quickly at what this encapsulates and what this does not.
Oh boy.
But it's the MCU.
Okay.
And this
versus the DCU.
If it's the DCU, it's just a landslide.
I don't know if DC is using here. This one we might have to replace because once again, I told it to remove all twos and it did. I swear I must have copied.
No twosies.
Yeah, no twosies. I must have copied the wrong list. So that's on me. My mistake. But Anchorman is the one it has. So if you guys have one to replace, but oh yes. So it did break out like Spider-Man's into its own, even though it kind of
Well, yeah, because that would be more of a Sony type of a situation, which
but
is,
like it, yeah, because that's a confusing franchise because it did cross over,
mhm,
especially with the most recent.
because
Actually,
money.
I say we do the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
Well,
versus
Spider-Man is-
MCU.
Well, Spider-Man
It
is
could be.
it is in its own
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Well, that
Because-
means X-Men's too on its own.
because
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Ooh.
let's just throw X-Men in there then as instead of Anchorman.
Yeah.
So would we count as
The MCU,
X-Men?
you can't do X-Men as part of the MCU.
So would we?
Yeah, I absolutely agree
Would
with
we
that.
count as part of X-Men the Wolverine origin story, and would we do Deadpool Wolverine? Because that's still not MCU.
That's more X-Men.
It's
I
I
think
guess you could split up to Fox and Disney and Sony.
Fantastic Four.
one of the
God.
iterations I did on this Deadpool did have its own,
Okay.
but this one does not. So we'll probably be replacing another one. Okay. So we're going to MCU versus X-Men then.
Our bar.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
MCU versus X-Men.
Actually, could I put a spin on this one? Could we do MCU standalones versus the Avengers? Because I think that those two are
Okay. So Avengers, and then like we can bring out
Yeah, so-
Iron Man and bring out.
correct. So you have
Okay.
either
This
the
is just getting more and more.
well, I know, but
confusing.
I'm sitting there thinking
ChatGPT.
if
Yep. I will go through and I'll break MCU out.
We'll take a quick short break.
Okay. So this one we're going to do Avengers,
okay,
and Anchorman is going to be X-Men. Okay.
okay,
All right. And I'm going to look through any other twosies are left, and I'm going to put in anything else. Okay. So Avengers versus
what the
X-Men.
heck was that?
But then are we breaking out the DCU as well?
The DCU is actually, well, at least one of them, Batman is by itself.
I mean, it has to be. I think Batman.
But is there any other franchises?
Superman.
Oh, Superman. I need to look for Superman.
Yeah, but they're all
This is what happens when you do this at 11 o'clock at
11
night.
o'clock at night,
Mm-hmm.
coming down from a mountain.
okay. So it's X-Men versus the Avengers.
Is X-Men versus the Avenger movies. Yep.
Oh,
All right.
I think if this did not have was it?
X3.
No, what's it called? X-Men
Origin,
Origin, and then the one that followed.
First Class.
First Class.
I like First
no,
Class.
First Class.
First
no,
Class
First
was
Class.
good. I liked
And no, sorry. What's the one that takes place with the
Apocalypse? There's a
Time
Days of
travel.
Future Past.
Days of Future Past?
Days of
Yeah.
Future Past.
This is one movie that Jeremy always asks, "What is
Yeah.
the title?"
Yep.
And it's the Days of Future Past.
Is those two movies are my favorite.
Those
and
that one's so good.
those
I
two
loved.
X-Men
Days of
1 and
Future
3
Past.
as a kid. I loved them. As I got older, I realized
except for
they're
Jennifer Lawrence.
they're kind of a heaping pile of garbage.
Also,
Yeah.
FYI, if you have the choice of buying X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men Days of Future Past Rogue Cut, don't buy the Rogue Cut. It's not worth it. I did it just to see. Because I'll tell you, the card, the thumbnail for it, it was in black and white. I'm like, oh, they're going to do it in black and white, and there's going to be additional. It's just 6 minutes of Rogue existing. It's not in black and white. There's nothing else different.
And
There's
feel
nothing
so-
to the plot.
See, like I love the X-Men movies, but Rebecca Romijn should have remained Mystique.
Here we go.
She played
Yeah.
a better Mystique,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
No, I agree.
And Rogue should have been someone else as well, I think.
I mean, I will tell you, I think they nailed Professor X with both of them. I really
Yes.
liked Patrick Stewart, and
Stewart.
I really liked what's his face,
What's his face?
the guy that
His name is like right there.
he's in Wanted.
It's like
Oh.
McAvoy.
Oh, we met
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. Yeah.
Oh, phew.
I really liked him. I did not like what's it, the
Fassbender.
I did not like. I didn't like either iterations of Beast.
Oh, Kelsey Grammer or Nicholas Hoult.
I
Yeah.
was fine with Kelsey Grammer. And the other one, I was like, meh.
Nicholas Hoult, his Beast looked more like he could have been a furry.
Yeah, I agree. I guess my problems are more with the individual casting choices with those. But I liked a lot of the stories.
I liked what was it? I liked the casting that they did with who was the guy that was able to like basically emit waves of power? Shoot.
I don't remember.
All right. I really liked his casting. I thought it was pretty good. He played, I believe,
Havoc.
Yeah, Havoc. Yeah. I believe that actor played on the TV version of MacGyver. I think he was MacGyver.
We're
All
way
right.
off course.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me ask you this.
But
So,
you have like the Endgame and Infinity War.
so Avengers, what is included in Avengers? Just so I know.
Just all the Avenger movies.
But is Civil War is not an Avenger? That's
No.
a Captain America
No.
movie.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure of that. Okay. So, but like,
So it would be the first
First
Avengers movie. It would be Age of Ultron, and then it would be
Infinity
Infinity
War
Wars
and
and
Endgame.
Endgame.
So 4.
I feel like the second Avengers movie was probably my least favorite.
But
of all of them.
here's the thing about Age of Ultron, though. You watch it now knowing what had happened, and it is a lot better.
It is a
movie.
lot better.
Hmm.
And I actually not a fan of the first Avengers movie. I really like Age of Ultron.
I think there's a lot of lulls in the first Avengers
Oh, yeah.
movie.
that's why.
I haven't watched in a long time.
See, I like them all.
I'm going with Avengers just because I think the impact it had on society, just with especially with Infinity War and Endgame, it created such a huge hype that you wanted to go back and to the theater and watch it again.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Avengers because of because of the last two, Endgame and Infinity War alone, just those two. If you just put those two up against X-Men, I could not imagine X-Men winning out.
And Days of Future Past to me is the best X-Men movie, and they have the better Quicksilver.
Yes, and
yeah.
I love that guy as Quicksilver, and I
Mhm.
love the comedic value. Like that's what really irked me about the very beginning of the Flash movie is they wanted to have that moment, but instead of going for the comedic, they wanted a comedic thing of putting the baby in the microwave as a building was exploding, but they were doing it with serious music, and they were trying to make it super serious while also kind of being funny, and it just didn't,
It didn't work.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Avengers,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Avengers.
which is really sad. But I think it's like the failings in castings. There's more failures in X-Men compared to
There are
Avengers.
so many lulls in X-Men 1 and 2, and
Mhm.
definitely in 3.
Oh.
So many.
3.
3.
See, I've
If
been-
you want to see all the faults in 3, pitch meeting for number 3. It is hysterical.
See, I've been thinking about the lulls that we talk about, and it's like, okay, pre-superhero movies, lulls are great.
Mhm.
Post superhero movies, lulls are terrible, and it's just like we need
No,
action all the time.
I mean, like the one lull that we got brought up a lot in one of the comedies or something, or the 80s, maybe both. I don't know. Was Christmas Vacation in the attic. I always hated that scene.
Uh-huh.
Always hated that scene when he's in the attic watching his old films.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a lull, though.
No, that's what we're saying. Like that one is a very small lull compared to others, but I still didn't like it.
Well, like the first Thor movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing but lulls in that movie.
I liked it.
All right, the last one.
Just
Okay.
The Bourne series versus the Expendables.
Expendables.
This one's a hard one because I've never seen a single Expendable.
I saw the first one and it was not good. I saw it with our friend Tyler, who oddly really loved it. And I've heard the second one is a lot better, but I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to go with the Bourne series, even though I did not like the Jeremy Renner one. I feel as though the Jeremy Renner one could have been so much better had they not been just him just like, hey, you got any blues? I need some blues. I'll trade you some blues for some reds.
See, that one's my favorite. No, I'm just kidding.
See, I don't like Matt Damon, and that's more
I'm
of a
Matt Damon.
soapbox political thing than anything. So I'm going Expendables.
I'll go Bourne series.
Well, geez, I don't know what.
I don't know much about either franchise, but
Just go for the Expendables and then have ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. I'm throwing it to that ChatGPT because I can't choose because I have never seen the Expendables.
the one thing I
and-
don't like about the Bourne, I think, in that don't they have like the shaky camera?
Yeah,
That's the
and
second one.
Second one and the third one, I
And
think,
partially in the third one. but
because
it's not.
Paul Greengrass is
Yeah.
the director of
I
both.
don't like shaky cameras.
I don't either, because I think it's a substitute for poor fighting choreography, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
But what about Cloverfield?
What about Hunger Games?
Hunger Games at the very first, they did shaky cam the very first 5 minutes maybe
Yeah,
during the
the selection.
the selection period, and that drove me insane, especially because I will warn people, like, I have figured out, I mean, everybody probably already realized this, you don't want to sit in the first section
Oh,
in a
no.
movie theater,
Never.
but it exacerbates any kind of like shaky cam. Watching when me and Brett watched Lego Movie,
Oh,
that
my
was
word.
horrible. I have seen that now since many a times, and it is much more watchable. But watching it in the first 5 rows,
Those-
like, it was intense.
Those shouldn't even exist. Those
No,
should
they
take out
shouldn't.
those chairs.
Yeah, it's like the splash section. Hey, if you want to have a seat, if you want to smell toast, burnt toast or whatnot, and possibly lose your eyesight, sit here. That's what the warning label should be on those
Be
first
chewing
5
on your
rows.
own tongue.
Yeah.
All right, still me and ChatGPT. I'm still typing because
Okay.
It's probably going to be the Bourne.
It's going to be this Bourne Supremacy or whatever. Didn't they do a Bourne? Did they try to do a Bourne TV series?
I think they did.
Maybe they did.
I don't know. Let's see here. It's finally spitting out something. We'll see if I have to do gun to your head kind of. If you prefer action films, okay. The character development Bourne series stands out. However, okay, gun to your head.
I always feel guilty saying that to ChatGPT, so I always say metaphorical gun to your head.
Tell me an answer, or I'll unplug you.
Okay, Bourne series wins
Yeah,
out.
okay.
Yep. Okay. Well, I was gonna probably pick Bourne anyway. So, all right, that wraps it up. So we had Toy Story, Planet of the Apes, Indiana Jones, Hunger Games, Mad Max, Star Wars, Avengers, and Bourne series. Moving on to the next round.
right.
I'll be curious to see how like Toy Story versus Planet of the Apes goes. Indiana Jones versus Hunger Games. Mad Max versus Star Wars. That one's going to be a slaughter.
Mhm.
Avengers and Bourne series. That's also.
Did you
gonna be
say
a slaughter.
Mad Max versus Star Wars?
Yeah.
I wonder what you're gonna pick.
Well, you're just going to have to wait, aren't you? But either way, it's going to be a slaughter. All right. Well, let's move on to our recommendations. And since I'm the one currently talking, I'm going to just recommend. This is, there's different levels of recommendations. They're like, go out and watch it right now, this very second. There's ones that are like, watch it when you have time. This one's just like, if you have nothing else to watch, I recommend
a filler show.
The news.
a filler show. Yes, it is a filler show. The news. No, don't watch the news right now. It's horrible. Watch. What is it called? I have it written down.
The Kids Baking Championships.
No, it's called.
It's gonna be lit.
It's called Running Point. It is I'm going to say a Netflix knockoff of Ted Lasso, and it is not as good. Like it, because I think what the world realizes is like, oh, we can do shows about sports now because like they kind of paved a way. And so what the story is Kate Hudson is the owner of
Oh, that's on Netflix.
the Los Angeles Waves, which is their NBA team. And they her brother, who is the president of the team, is like gets into a wreck after using like narcotics and find out he has an addiction. So he has to remove himself from the team. He picks his sister to take over instead of his other brothers. There's a family drama in there that's kind of funny.
It's kind of like the Bus family drama
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Lakers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's some family drama. Kate Hudson is engaged to Schmitty from New Girl,
Schmitty.
which his character
Schmitty.
is more of a genuine human being than garbage, essentially, and it's unfortunate at the same time. There's some good comedy in there and good story in there as well with the players. But it's definitely like, don't go in there thinking you're watching any kind of Ted Lasso.
So it's
at
a
all.
diet Ted Lasso.
It is like, yes, a diet Ted Lasso, but
I
it
like
is
that
still
analogy.
it is still a good watch if you have nothing else to watch.
Okay. I've seen it previews of it, and I'm curious. Okay, I'll go next with my recommendation. It is officially March, and it's about to begin the March Madness. So if college basketball is your thing, get ready for some fun. Fill out your brackets and see what happens.
And we will be doing an official utterly useless now. Just kidding. I don't know.
We'll do one with at least us four.
And I think we should open it up to our listeners.
Yeah. We'll put a link out there on our Facebook and whatever else socials we have.
And if you're the winner, you'll get a signed copy on VHS of the medallion with all of our signatures.
I like that.
Of the medallion?
I have a VHS copy of like Jackie Chan movie.
It's called the
I
medallion.
think it's the medallion.
I don't think I know that.
but that's us. We're so useless. So.
The only really horrible Jackie Chan movie I've ever seen is the drunk one.
Oh yeah, Drunken Master.
Yeah, the Drunken Master. That was horrible.
I like Jackie Chan.
All right, Taylor, Brett.
Ooh, I'm gonna recommend. Since
You've been watching
you
a lot of
just
shows
stole
recently.
mine, I was actually going to recommend some March Madness.
Well, you can double down. on it.
Double.
Oh yeah, I guess
Double.
I'll
We can double dip.
I'll double. I'll go double bubble.
Double bubble.
Yeah. So
You're recommending double
March-
bubble. Got it.
yeah, March Madness. Watch it. I hope BYU, of course, makes a good run, and just at the end there, watch Shrinking. I like that show.
Yeah, Shrinking is great. Okay, Brett.
All right. I have an unrecommend.
Ooh.
I
I always think of
unrecommend everything that everyone just said. Just kidding.
strongly do not recommend The Blue Beetle.
yes. Did you finally get around to watching it?
Got around to watching it. And it was one of those things where my brain just goes, Brett, you really like DC? And I'm like, I do. And this is garbage. Like, this is absolute horror. Just, I'm sitting there watching it with my family, and I'm just waiting for everybody.
Doesn't it feel like a Nickelodeon movie a little bit? Just a little bit.
man.
Kind of, yeah. But it was just one of those, like, this could have been so good. Why did they have George Lopez like overdo everything? Why?
See, and I thought George Lopez was a saving grace to the movie.
Why is the grandma like some sort of
Yeah.
revolutionary murder Rambo? Like, I'm sitting there thinking, I've read a handful or so of Blue Beetle comics, and there is actually a good story that they could have told. And maybe because they're just like, people probably know the origin, so we're just gonna make up something and just have the Blue Beetle in there, and then we're gonna just his family is just gonna be the most obnoxious people on the face of the earth.
Yep.
And I'm like, And then on the top, I do not like Susan Sarandon.
I don't either.
Every single movie I see her in, long story short, her character does die. So, I mean,
And she's
now I can't watch it.
and she's a bad person. So,
uh-huh.
yep, I agree with that whole Susan Sarandon. I think she's my least favorite actress of all time.
Yeah. Ooh, Susan Sarandon versus
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I have no qualms.
Worst actors and actresses of all time. That is a bracket that is going to happen.
So the worst ones would be the winner, like, or do we
unwatchable actor?
Do we? So the one that we hate the most moves on to the next round,
or the
Yes, exactly.
or it's the best of the worst, whichever way you want to do it.
No, I think
it's the worst of the worst.
Who's worst of the worst?
We're going. It's a 3-dimensional bracket.
So what you're saying is the final two is going to be Susan Sarandon versus Jeff Goldblum.
It's like a Darwin Award.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Okay. All right.
And then I will double with everybody and just say March Madness because the first 2 weeks are the best.
They are.
All right.
Don't forget to jiggle it.
Up and down. And now that we are all racist,